Hi, I'm Mara Hazarina Jasni. Today in this video, me and my teammates, which are Nur Khalisa, Shafiq, Hussein and Abdul Rahman, are going to present our final project presentation for Engineering Management and Safety that is about modeling new smartphone. Telephone is a communication tool that has become a must to own nowadays. Various types of phones have been introduced starting from the phone invented by Alexander Graham in 1876 until today. But what is the grace of the society today is a smartphone. Smartphone is a mandatory asset for every individual today, as we also contribute to daily productivity tasks, and any employee as well as the management for any industry sectors also use the device for communication and information delivery. The advancement of the communication network system has also contributed to the rapid pace of the smartphone technology, which has changed when compared to a decade ago. Now, smartphones not only work for the communication device but also become mini laptops for generation X, Y, and Z. For that, it is not surprising that today most of the smartphone manufacturers use giant specification for the processor as well as the memory capacity RAM of their devices. So the advancement of the processor chips, RAM capacity, total storage capacity, and the functions of the smartphone needs to be done for the future. The problem statement that we can make is when the smartphones becoming a new generation craze with a variety of models and brands that have been released from time to time with different function and price. The function of the smartphone is also becoming increasingly sophisticated day by day. Most of the new smartphone models have been released, bringing new lifestyle to the mobile market and offering consumers with more options. The similarities between the products in terms of design specification, texture, touch function, service, color, price, and etc. are so high that it reached a level that will causing users to mistakenly choose the product. Next, the objective of this project is to assist a business department in investing on the project and then to make a more suitable option for the project and to plan good strategies to achieve the objective of the project. The scope of this project are to identify the best business model for the firm to invest in and to create new smartphone based on the current models to compete in a major market. This is a prerequisite for our organization to compete with other large corporations who manufacture and provide similar devices. The proposed business model is first about the low-cost services. That is determine which business model that is low cost but make sure the outcomes are more beneficial to the company. Then next, product life cycle. It is to develop a service that can sustain the product life cycle to the limit before it ends. For the next, I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Nur Khalisa binti Jamal Rashidi and A18326, so I will continue this presentation. Next, for the literature review is the type of smartphone. The most popular smartphone type are the iPhones, Windows phones, and Android. First is the iPhone. Apple iPhone has become one of the world's best-selling smartphones. It is powered by Apple iOS, which is the type of operating system. The most recent iPhone on market are iPhone 13, iPhone 13 Pro, and iPhone 13 Pro Max. Next is the Windows phones. The Microsoft Windows Phone include OneDrive, Xbox, and Bing at the core of its operating system. And lastly, Android is also type of smartphone. The Android operating system from Google power numerous different types of smartphone in the all industry. And next, we will go to the major characteristic. The first is the project characteristic. The first project characteristic is the established objective. Second is to define lifespan. Third is the organizational participation. Fourth is uniqueness, and lastly is the specific time, cost, and performance requirement. Next is the project management process, which is we have 5. The first is the initiation, we have project charter. Second is the planning, we have project scope, segment, work breakdown structure, and Gantt chart. Is the execution, which we have forecast, project status, and progress tracking. Fourth, we have control, which we have activity tracking, goal tracking, and budget tracking. And lastly is the closure, which we have project analysis and project report. Next is an overview of strategic management process that we have strategy objective and analysis, which we need to have vision, mission, value, and also we have SWOT and present analysis. This is the strategic formulation. In this strategy, we have plans and gather resource. And third is the strategic implementation, which we have training and allocate resource. And lastly is the strategy evaluation and control, which we have evaluation and correction. And next, we have the project portfolio system with project proposal model. We have 3, one is the source, second is the ranking proposal and project selection, third is the managing the portfolio. Next, for the major characteristic is the project definition. This is the defining the project report, which we need to define the project scope, purpose of the scope, checklist of the project scope. Next is the establishing the project priority, which we need to do collection. We must collect and gather the data about the project. Also, next is the ranking. We must develop and use a ranking model that include criteria for prioritizing. And lastly is the verification. We must approve the ranker project. And the third is the work breakdown structure, which we call WBS, a future decomposition of the work to be carried out by the project team in order to achieve the project goals and produce the necessary deliverables. What is the integrating the WPS with the organization, which we have provided a platform for summarizing the success of the organization work unit. Next is the determine which organization division are in charge of specific job package, and lastly to determine which department within the organization are responsible for individual work package. And lastly is the coding the WPS for the information system. We need the WPS coding system, define level and element of WPS, organization element, work package and budget and cost information. And lastly, in the coding the WPS, we also have the responsibility metric, which we call RM.
Hi, hello everyone. I'm Kusan Ravindan here, metric ID MA18127. So now I will explain about the chapter 4 results of our project. As for the introduction, we will look into the financial portfolio method in the next part. This is because it is a better option for strategic management based on quantitative analysis. We will calculate the payback period, return on investment ROI, and net present value NPV using this technique in a time frame of 4 years, in a rate of return, which is ROI of 15%. As for the Nokia smartphone comparison, we will compare between two models that we want to release for our Nokia company, which is the Nokia 5310 and also the Nokia 5310 Express Music. The price for the Nokia 5310 is RM 2105, whereas for the Express Music will be RM 2605. As for the initial investment of our Nokia company, we will invest about 0.2 billion for the Nokia 5310, whereas investment of 0.4 billion will be made for Nokia 5310 Express Music. As you can see here in the table, the expected annual sales for Nokia 5310 is we expect it to be sold at about 1,200,000 worldwide. Whereas for Nokia 5310 Express Music, it is expected to sell at about 1,600,000 worldwide. And then the revenue for first year cash flow is expected to be 1.4 billion for Nokia 5310, followed by the revenue second year, which is the same at about 1.4 billion, and then the third year revenue is the same also at about 1.4 billion. Then the revenue for the fourth year will be also the same at 1.4 billion. Okay, next, if you take a look for the revenue for the Nokia 5310 Express Music, the revenue for the first year cash flow will be 1.6 billion, which is followed by the second year cash flow at 1.6 billion too. And then for the third year, the cash flow will be at 1.6 billion also. And for the revenue fourth year, it's also the same at 1.6 billion for Nokia 5310 Express Music. Okay, now we will take a look at the payback period. Payback period is the length of time needed for a project to generate a return on an investment. The formula to calculate payback period is investment over annual cash flow. So as we calculated the payback period for Nokia 5310, which is 2 million divided by 1,200,000, we get the payback period for Nokia 5310 will be around 1.67 years. Whereas for Nokia 5310 Express Music, the payback period we calculated at 4 million divided by 1,600,000, and we got the payback period at about 2.5 years. So from this, we can know that the investment of Nokia 5310 will take 1.67 years to recover the project investment, whereas for Nokia 5310 Express Music, it will take about 2.5 years to recover. So from this, in terms of payback period, Nokia 5310 is huge because of its shorter payback compared to the Nokia 5310 Express Music. Next, let us take a look at the return of investment ROI. ROI is a metric that can be used to assess the productiveness of profitability of an investment, as well as comparing the productiveness of several different investments. The formula to calculate ROI is annual cash flow over investment, or you can also calculate by 1 over payback period. Okay, now if you take a look at the ROI for Nokia 5310, as we calculated at about 1,200,000 divided by 2 million, we got the ROI at about 60%. Whereas for Nokia 5310 Express Music, which we calculated the ROI at 1,600,000 divided by 4 million, we got the ROI at about 40%. So in terms of ROI, is the return of investment, we get to know that the ROI for Nokia 5310 is more inefficient, which is 60%, compared to the ROI that we get back from Nokia 5310 Express Music, which is at about only 40%. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Abdurrahman Hashim Mahdar, and we will continue our project. So the part it will be result and discussion. So as we mentioned before, so my colleague has presented the 3 chapters before, and we are now in chapter 4, and there will be chapter 5, which is a conclusion. So that our presentation consists of. So our resultant discussion will be NPV, which is net present value. So the difference between the current value of cash inflows and outflows over time is known as a net present value, which is NPV. The net present value is a variable measure for analyzing a project's profitability in the context of a capital budgeting and investment planning. It is the result the calculation used to figure out the present value of the future a stream of payments. So as we can see here, this is the net present value formula, and we have two models of Nokia, which is 5310, and we have Nokia 5310 Express Music. So our first NPV value, which is the net present value, it will be of Nokia 5310. It will be 14,025.97, and the second one of the NPV, it will be Nokia 5310 Express Music. The NPV of it will be 14,082.77. So as we can see here, the Nokia 5000, the Nokia Express Music, the NPV is larger or bigger than the Nokia 5310. So now we will go for the discussion. So the Nokia 5310 is assigned a higher importance than the Nokia 5310 Express Music based on the financial portfolio. Shorter payback time and better efficiency will be provided by the Nokia 5310 model. A high return on investment will be benefit both of the company and the investor. It means the investment benefits outweigh the cost of making the investment. If something unfavorable happens, the organization management must be a high alert and ready either to increase sales and revenue or increase stock value. So this solution would result in boost in overall revenue. So even though payback period aid in the speedy evolution of project and reduction of risk of losses, this technique has its limitation, which is limit. To begin with, it doesn't take into account the monetary value of time second. It ignores the fact that a penny earned right now, it's worth a lot more than the cent earned later. Finally, it ignores the cash flow after the payback period. That's all for me, and my colleague, we will continue. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good day, Dr. Kumaran and my fellow classmate. My name is Shafiq Ahmad bin Abdul Alim with an ID number of MA18282. Now I will proceed on the conclusion for this presentation. In conclusion, our team managed to construct a strategic project management process for a new Nokia smartphone model consisting of the current smartphone model. The strategic management process involves project initiation, project planning, execution, monitoring, control process, and also closing process. Furthermore, a work breakdown structure, or as known as WBS, was developed to manage the plan, schedule, and budget for this project. WBS helps to create an organization breakdown structure, as known as OBS, which assigns projects to organizational units and individuals. Moreover, activities in nodes were also carried out for this project to determine the critical path or minimum duration for this entire project schedule. It is also important to take extra precautions in activities on the critical path as they are particularly risky and exposed to delays. Other than that, our team is also able to help the business director in the investment of this new Nokia smartphone model project development. Based on the two business model proposed, Nokia 5310 Express Music is the best decision for the new Nokia smartphone model. This is because it shows the highest net present value, as known as NPV, of RM 1,482 ringgit 77 cents. Even though the return of investment, as known as ROI, is lower around 40%, and the payback period is a little bit longer, about 0.83 years. In conjunction with that, the Nokia 5310 is the second priority and can be subjected to upcoming project development. In the end, our team has successfully implemented the engineering management and safety knowledge in managing a project as a team. That's all from us. Thank you.